Hi guys, back again. This time we're making chocolate fondant, all thanks to Natalie Coleman, MasterChef winner, with a bit of a twist from Grandad Bob. So first thing to do, get a whisk, get a bowl, and then you've got a pot of double cream. So put 200 ml in a jug and then put it into the big bowl. And then with that, add 1 tablespoon of the caster sugar, which you need to sieve. It's quite lumpy. Just push it through the sieve, get rid of all the lumps. And then all you've got is caster sugar and cream. And then you've got to get somebody who's good at doing this. It's usually the daddies, got a good wrist action. They'll go off and start mixing their cream up, and you've got to whisk it for about 20 minutes. And it's got to whisk it so it's all nice and thick. So if you want to go away and come back in 20 minutes, I'll show you what it looks like. So I've whisked it up and it's starting to get thick, and now I've just got to add some orange zest. So to do that, you just grate it. I've got a little tiny special grater for this, but you can use a normal grater. Just do it on the smallest size, because what you're trying to do is get all those lovely little bits of orange. Can you see them going into the cream, and it gives it a lovely orangey flavour. And orange tastes really, really nice. You know, like a Terry's chocolate orange. So you're going to get that lovely chocolatey flavour in the chocolate fondant with the lovely zesty oranginess. You can still eat the orange afterwards. This is just little tiny bits on the edge of the skin. So you can still eat the orange if you want to afterwards, so you don't want to waste it. God, smell that. Oh, it smells amazing, all that orangey zest coming off. It's such a nice smell. So this is the first bit you have to do. So can you see all that lovely oranginess in there? Look at that, beautiful. Right, then just whisk it up one more time, get it all that lovely orangey zest mixed in, and then you've got all that lovely cream is all ready. Look at that. So that's what you want it to look like. Now I'm back, I just had to clean up all that cream I got everywhere because I made a right mess. So now the next bit is I've put the kettle on to heat up, and I'm now going to put on the oven to 180 degrees. And while that's heating up, what I've got to do is I've got to do that egg trick again. Because what we need for this recipe is 2 whole eggs and 2 egg yolks. So what I do to make sure I'm not making a mistake, I'll have a go at the first one to do what I did before, to get keep the 2 halves and just keep pouring from one to the other. So I'm keeping the yolk and then getting rid of all the white of the egg. Because if you do it with the first one and it works, then you can just chuck the next 2 in. So now another one, same again, I need another yolk, so we'll try and do this one. Break it in half, slowly, carefully, and then pour away all the white bit. And I poured it into the same pot that we had from a previous recipe, so I'm collecting all that egg white for another trick. So when you've done all that, you've got the yolk and put it in with the other yolk, brilliant. And now I can just throw these in, because there's 2 whole eggs and 2 egg yolks. So 2 eggs, 2 egg yolks, and they all go into a big mixing bowl. And then in with that goes the goes the caster sugar, not icing sugar, caster sugar. And I'm going to have to mix all that lot together. So I'll start mixing that in a minute. So the next bit is, if you'd like to follow me around for a minute, I've got to so I've boiled the kettle. So now what I've got to do, this is called the bain-marie. So what you do is you fill your saucepan up with the hot water. And then you put your pan on the top, your plate on the top, sorry. And you just keep that simmering gently on a low heat.
Is that a plate or a bowl?
That's a bowl, sorry. Because in there, I've got to put my chocolate so it can melt. So you know you got your chocolate bar. In that chocolate bar, just take off 5 chunks. If you take off 5 of those chunks, what's left is 125 grams. So what you've got to do is put 125 grams of chocolate into the bowl, broken into chunks. And with that, you want to add in all the butter. That's 125 grams of butter from the butter you've got, and all of that goes in there with the chocolate because you want it all to melt together. And then one extra thing, which is a magic ingredient, is a sprig of rosemary. And the sprig of rosemary, you don't want the whole thing in, you just want the leaves. So what you do is you start at one end and pull it. Let me switch the light on so you can see. So what you do, you grab it at that end and pull it and just strip it off with your fingers, and all of the leaves go into the pot like that. So now those rosemary leaves are melting with that lovely buttery chocolatiness, slowly, slowly, and just give it a stir every so often, and that will all start melting away. You need to have it on quite a low heat because you don't want it to be bubbling, because otherwise the water might bubble up and then get into the bowl. You're doing it like this because what you want to do is you want to melt the chocolate and you want to get it all mixed into a nice chocolatey gooiness. So that should be fine now. Let me just check. That's perfect. So that will just bubble away and that will melt the chocolate. Now while that's melting, I've got 2 jobs to do. So now what we're going to do is get hold of these lovely Dario moulds, like little tiny pudding basins. And you get a little bit of butter onto a tissue and then grease the inside, so you want it all over with a little smear of butter so the whole thing's coated. But make sure you do the whole thing because this is really important to make sure that when you make your little chocolate fondants, they don't stick to the pot. And that's how you do it. So you butter it all over on the inside so it's all covered in butter. And then when you've done that, then you get to do a little bit of another magic trick. So once you've done that, rub it all over the inside. Make sure it's all covered in butter. There's a reason for that, I'll show you now. Have a look, make sure you've covered it all. Really important that it's all covered in butter. Otherwise, when you make your chocolate fondant, it will stick to the inside and it won't come out nicely. They don't always come out nicely anyway. And don't worry if they don't, they still taste just as good if they fall apart when you take them out, so don't worry. But it's nice if at least one of them comes out and looks smart. Right, so once you've done that, they're all greased. Then what you've got to do is get a little bit of your cocoa powder. Ooh, that was well done. Open it gently so you don't get it everywhere. Not like Grandad Bot. And then you basically pour a bit into your pot like that. And then the way I do it is you hold both pieces like that and you shake it up and down like that. Don't let go because it's going to go everywhere. It's already going everywhere because Grandad Bot's made a mess. But you do that and then look at that. They're all beautifully covered on the inside. So do the same with the other 2. Pour a bit in. Put it next to the other one. Make sure you don't let go. Give it a good shake. And then we should have, look at that, how beautiful is that? So they're all good to go. How's my chocolate mix doing? Look, see that starting to melt? All that lovely butter's going to melt, all the chocolate's starting to melt, all mixing together. Beautiful. So you see, and the nice thing about this, you're doing it in a bowl because you don't, all the chocolate and butter are all mixed together nicely and it all melts slowly, so it's not going to burn, it's not going to smell bad. In fact, it smells really nice. And the 5 bits of chocolate that are left, if you want to, you can eat them. But they're not for everybody's taste because it's dark chocolate. I like it. Right. Got to start mixing together my egg yolks, my castle sugar. I'll mix all my egg and my caster sugar together. Now we've just got to wait. Right, so the next bit, back to my sieve, because now what I've got to do, if you come and have a look at the chocolate mixture, you see it's all mixed together beautifully, all the butter and all the chocolate's melted. So I'll turn that off, that heat off, and then what you've got to do is you've got to strain out the chocolate mixture, because you don't want you don't want to eat the rosemary leaves. You just want them. It's just flavouring it. So carefully take that because it's hot, and then put it through the sieve, and then hopefully you should be able to leave all the rosemary behind. Right, all that chocolate mixture's gone into that sieve. I really want to lick this, but I'm not going to. And that should hopefully leave just the rosemary bits behind. You see that? All that lovely chocolate's got infused and flavoured with those little bits of rosemary, and they're left behind. And now you just got to leave that to cool just for a minute. You don't want it to go solid, you just want it to cool for a minute or two, maybe 5 minutes. Right guys, so that chocolate mixture's cooled down just a little bit, and we've got the, if you remember, the egg mixture with the caster sugar all nicely stirred together. So now I'm going to slowly add in the chocolate, stirring it all the time. Make sure you get it all out. These silicone spatulas are really good for that. If Mum's got one, Dad's got one. Look at that. Whoa. That all gets mixed in there like that. Actually, I'll keep that because I'll need that spatula in a minute. Mix all that lot together. Doesn't need mixing, just literally mixing it together. It's not whisking, just stirring it all together nicely. And the final bit is just to add in and fold in the flour. Only a little bit of flour. It seems weird for something this big to only have a couple of tablespoons of flour, but that's what you've got in your bag. It's only a little bit. So put all that in and then fold it in. If you don't know what folding in means, it just means you just turn it over like that gently and just turn it all round like that, slowly, like stirring it and lifting it up, putting it back down. And you just want to make sure you keep doing that until all the white bits are gone. So just keep stirring it, folding in the flour. That's what folding means, because you can't really fold up a liquid, can you? It's not like folding a sheet or a piece of paper, but that's what folding means. Just keep going till it's all nicely mixed in. There you go. Can't see any white bits. I think we're good to go. So now what you got to do you remember when we set up those moulds with all of the lovely cocoa powder and the butter? You don't need to use all the cocoa powder. You see all that's coming out there? You don't want loads of it. All it's doing really is stopping it from sticking. So you might not use the whole bit in your packet. Look at that, loads came out. But as long as it's covered the whole of the inside of the mould, we're good. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Let's give it a bit of help.
We'll do in a minute. Back to getting my spatula again. God, it looks like there's just the right amount. Just fill them just short of the top. Bit of a mess, but then if I didn't make a bit of a mess, it wouldn't be Grandad Bob, would it? So there's an old Australian saying, never trust a skinny chef. Well, my version of that is if your cooking's too neat and tidy, you're not having fun. Ta-da! We're good to go. Right, now the last bit. No, don't burn yourself. I put the tray in the oven to heat it up. So now we'll put these 4 in there.
Just do 2, please.
We'll put 2 of these in there for Nana Kath and Grandad Bob. And now the timing's really important. So they've gone in. You see there it says 8:05. They'll be ready at 17 minutes past 8. You've got to take just 12 minutes and they've got to be almost precisely 12 minutes. Because what you want to do is when you take them out of the oven, you want to cut them open and then you want all the chocolate to go out so it's a melting in the middle chocolate pud. So while that's going, come back in 12 minutes and we'll get them out and see how they turn out. Right, so now we've got 2 plates, one for me and one for Nana Kath, 2 spoons, and now you've got to get a bit of that lovely cream that we did earlier, and I use 2 spoons, so you can do, posh chefs call this a quenelle, I think, or something like that, but it's a nice dollop. So you get a nice dollop and plonk it on the plate, and then get another nice dollop for the other plate. So now we've got 2 minutes to go. Right, here we go. Dun, da, 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 the moment of truth. Oh, look at them. They're busting out all over the place. Right, I need something to hold that with. I have a tea towel, see if that works. Do, 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 do. Look at those, they're beautiful. Do, 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 do. Ha ha ha. Is this going to work, he says. Is it going to work? Is it going to work?
Nope.
That's a no, I think.
No.
Oh, what a shame.
It's good.
It's all cooked, but it didn't quite come out the way I wanted it to.
Not too long.
Hey?
You left that in a minute too long.
Left it in 1 minute too long, Nana Kath reckons. Let's try this one, see if this one
You can
comes
always
out.
run a knife round them.
Good idea. Let's try that. Quite often on MasterChef they leave it in the tin to avoid these things happening. Right, let's have a go at this one, see if that works. There you go, that one worked. And then the final touch to make it look pretty, a little bit of icing sugar from the previous recipe, just sprinkled on the top to make it look nice and dusty, they call that. It makes it look nice and Christmassy. Right, snow on the top. Right, you know what happens now? That one's Grandad Bob's and that nice one's Nana Kath's. You should be able to just cut that open and see some gooey chocolate falling out. If it worked, sort of. Thanks guys, Merry Christmas.